Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi. Back again. Let me greet everybody real quick. Havorten Hardugu Dog, Ola Oi to the Bank, Vasas Los Bonjour Mizmi, Kedabao ni Konnichiwa, Nihani Ama, Sani Banani, Jumbo Baragani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. Alright, we want to talk about this thing like Cynthia G, Deflection Tactics, dealing with the South Carolina DJ, right? And it's always these people like her that don't want to accept responsibility of, oh yeah, beta simp. Why is that familiar? Oh yeah, she likes to lay around with beta simps, but she says she don't prefer those, right? So she's going into the reason why brothers should not protect women like her or the women that went after this man. In other words, the women went to this man, this DJ kid person. They went to him. Yep, the so-called BAW went to him. All right, he just had some trinkets, some money, some other stuff that them women wanted to do, and they willingly took pictures with them smiling and everything, telling everybody, there was like 600 of them, telling everybody that they got them a Caucasian man. So think about that. So proud are they to get a Caucasian man that they are willing to risk their health and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? All right, so it's kind of time to go in on these fake hysteria women like this. All right, this is some clout this guy has. He's hooked up again with Hillary Clinton, right? K. Michelle was with him. A guy, Serena Williams, you'll see her up in a little bit. All right, so this dude was kind of popular. All right, now real quick, let me remind you, y'all know what to do here. All my Cash App and all that bill in the description box. But I want y'all to understand, as we get into this dude was popular. He had clout. All right. And he had street cred, all given to him by the products of the single black mother. All right. And so here, this was what my thoughts were on the Cynthia G angle of everything. Y'all see what time it is. It's time to deal with those jokes we call the BAW, and one in particular. It's time to go in on the Cynthia G mess. All right. So basically, someone said sent me some stuff on Cynthia G blames Afro men. So Cynthia G blames Afro men for what happened in South Carolina. Man, that's been going on all day. Let me do something real quick. Hold your horses for a second. All right, so basically, I was getting a few things, and so I decided to go and look at what she actually said. Because what people sent me was something that some other dude said about what she said. And please, brothers, don't send me stuff like that. If you want me to do commentary on something somebody said, as best as you can, just send me the details of what was said, or send me the video of them saying it. Hey, what's up, Kasim? Hey, Simplify Eddie. But the thing that I like the least is when people like, oh man, check out this thing that Cynthia G said. All right. And so I want to know exactly what she said from her mouth. If you notice, when I do critiques or commentary on public figures or social commentary or stuff like that,
if you notice, yep, it's time to pop smoke, y'all. If you notice, what I generally do is I go look at what they said exactly so that I can make sure I base my commentary correctly. Because I can't say Cynthia G said something if you send me to some dude read something, video and stuff. Don't send me other people's videos about what they say on things. And since I make videos, right? Since I make videos, this is what I notice, right? I get a lot of people that use my channel to try to get me to, or try to get my listeners to follow somebody else. All right, so I get that a lot. And I'm like, okay, but if you want me to do serious commentary, I can't do it off of he say, she say. I could do it off of she said what she said. And if I go look, I'll be like, oh, yeah, she said that. All right, but this he say, she say stuff, I can't do that. All right. And so Cynthia G is the main reason why Afro men have to pop smoke and get out of the zone and call in support fire of the Most High and let the Most High deal with them. She is basically indicative of what we're talking about. All right. So what happened is she did a live, a YouTube live show. And so I'm not going to sit there and listen to her talk with a simp. She had a simp. All right. So what happens is these women, and I'm going to tell you what they do. They will go out and get simp support because simp support is so easy to get. And these are dudes that's probably trying to hit. And in all probability, they have no reason to believe that if they don't support the garbage that she says, that they will not hit. It's because she had a whole bunch of simps running through her. She on the carousel too. All right. Talking about what she won't and will not do, and then doing exactly the opposite. All right. So let's look at this. You got the DJ Kid, South Carolina, just run through a bunch of BAWs, run through them. Now the BAWs are like Cynthia G are saying, where were the men? That's their complaint. They're saying, where were the men? How could the men let this dude do that? Well, they're forgetting a few problems with that request. All right. Here is some of the problems that they are forgetting with that request. 1, the black woman don't have protection because she kicked the good protection out. Hey, what's up, Dr. Yosef? Hey, if any of y'all want to be on with me, just let me know, especially you, Dr. Yosef. Because I know you probably have something to say on this, right? But because I'm gonna go into my other identity mode on this one. All right, as we start pointing out the myriad of issues that is wrong with Cynthia G's statement. She said, how could us black men, how could you black men let that dude run through the community like this? Understand this, right? Here is the problem with her assertions. One moment, please, as I really dig deep all up into the foolishness of her astounding statements. I have to make a change. There we go. Now let's dig all into the foolishness of that statement. 1, the very men that these women now say they want protection from, they kick to the curb. They're no longer around. So they can't get protection from somebody that they didn't want to be in the community. 2, these women talking about, oh, they're independent. So that independent woman garbage got them no protection. It's their job to make their own decisions and protect themselves. 3, that Caucasian man did not put a gun up to them females' head. As a matter of fact, they went running to him. These women went running to him. 4, the females that went running to this dude to be on his carousel are all products of this single black female, I don't need no man regime that is prevalent in most so-called black communities. Now let's keep rolling. The other problem with this is what these women teach their daughters is can't no man tell you anything, especially an Afro man. So, hey, what's up, Michael? What's up, Joel? That's who else pops in. What's up, Levi? Okay, so when we get into this, right? You have a whole bunch of other kind of issues. All right, you have a whole bunch of other kind of issues. So these single black mamas said, you don't need no man. You don't need nobody to tell you what to do. And so what's happening now is even the single mama can't tell these girls what to do. All right, so back to this mess with Cynthia G. All right. So if you are a thinking man, then you should realize that her assertions. All right, first of all, had it not been for this, I wouldn't have been paying attention to this or to her. All right. But her assertions are indicative of the black American woman in that they don't want to be bothered with a man. Hey, Eddie, thanks for coming back. All right. They don't want to be bothered with a man, not a real brother, not a working man. They want thugs. They want Caucasian thugs. They want to be in the alphabet group. All right. Period. This is what they want. All right, thanks, man. All right, so this is what they want. Here's the other thing that's significant about her little tirade on her live show. The other significant thing about it is this, that they always can find some simp. The reason why we're destroyed as a people, because to do evil, all you need is one, right? But here's the thing. She has a lot of listeners, and if a lot of those brain warped people would stop listening to her try to make these excuses, or, listen to her for a bit, right? But when she starts saying some stuff like this, everybody should just log off her channel. They do it for a man. A lot of dudes come to my channel to hear what I'm going to say, and then they say, oh, I don't like his politics. Yeah, he's telling the truth, but I don't want to learn history. Oh, or this is too long. But they'll go listen to a woman that is actively destroying the legacy of Afro men, that is actively deflecting all of the choices and the wickedness coming from the BAWs onto the Afro man. All right. And these dudes don't have a problem with this. Why? Because they think she's easy on that carousel, because she has shown herself to be easy, and they just want to get what they get. They want these females to ride their carousel. All right. But it's time out for all of that. Now, so as I was listening to her, she was trying to blame the man for allowing this Caucasian man, who is the friends of all the thugs. Wait a minute. Who was hugged up on Venus Williams, Serena Williams, Kelly Rowland, and let's not forget Mrs. Clinton herself. All right. He's in somebody's house in a tie, hugged up on Mrs. Clinton. This woman, and I bet you that Cynthia G didn't bother to go look through his Facebook page, because she didn't want to know what the real truth was. Everybody understands this, that what this man did was expose the so-called BAW in America for the traitorous carousel riders that they are. What he did was made public what a lot of Afro men were talking about, and it got made public because, well, the very Afro black women, the black American woman, the very BAW that was throwing up in their face that they could get a Caucasian guy, that they're messing with a Caucasian guy, they got their comeuppance as a result of what he had. Oh, and it was intentional, because he knew something else. He knew that at the drop of a hat, or for a ticket to ride the carousel, the BAW would always betray the Afro man. And why do they do this? Because they turn around and think that they can always deflect responsibility for their choices onto the Afro man. But this is what makes it worse. And this shows you that the problem is bigger than South Carolina. The problem is much bigger than South Carolina. And this is how you know this. Because Cynthia G, instead of saying, look, we have a problem, Afro women. We're Afro now. We have a problem. Black women, we have a problem. This dude has exposed us. And we need to check these girls. We need to check these other women. No, she did not say that. She and all the people listening to her deflected blame to the Afro man. I want y'all to understand this. She deflected blame to the Afro man. She tried to make it the fault of the Afro man that these women decided to go and lay with this Caucasian man and catch these diseases. All right. Now, the other thing this did was it made the Afro men in the U.S. aware of what's going on and caused them to fear, I'll dare say God, but caused them to fear these women now. These dudes have fear now. These dudes are like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We can't mess with these women. They will betray us. And this is when we need to go back to the commandments, where the commandments say, look for maidens, or the closest thing you can get to them. All right. There's certain groups of women we just should not be messing with. If these are women that have a bunch of children, that have any children at all. What's up, Kasim? If these are women that have any children at all, single mothers, we don't mess with them. The only time, there's a caveat, the only time we can mess with a single mother is if she is not having a man stuck up on child support, that for some circumstances that is out of her hands, she is raising a child as a single mother. But if she's getting child support, brothers, you better understand this. If this woman is getting child support, then she's not a single mother. All right. If she's getting child support, that makes her have a husband. Because what's the definition of a husband biblically? It's a man that lends financial support, protection, and all the rest of that stuff. So if she went to the government, she has two husbands. She has the government who says we'll protect you, and she has that dude she's getting money from that says, and we'll steal the money from him. All right. All child support is an 18 plus year extortion plan or a theft plan of the Afro man's resources or any man's resources that's fool enough to get with such a woman. All right. So I'm here. I was hoping to get with some of the fellas here in Georgia. All right. It is a little harder than usual, but every time I hear these deflection tactics, I'm like, okay, this is what it is, right? Here's the thing. These women are the same women that tell us, oh, you can't tell us who we should pick. They're making their own decisions by their own selves. So when these consequences come up, then they got to deal with these consequences by themselves. Hey, what's up, Ray? What's up, Paul? They got to deal with these consequences by themselves. All right. We got to start clowning these females anytime they try to use these same deflection tactics on us for crap that they're doing. All right. Now, a couple of things I want to break down in her assessment. And then she, like I said, ooh, she had this just nasty little simp. And then her and some other female got into the conversation. All right. And so this is what this is indicative of. One, that these women will never own up to their foolishness. They will always want to destroy the community. All right. That they have no allegiance to the Afro man. Yeah, you hitting it, but it's just your turn on the carousel. It's just your turn to allow her to ride your carousel. All right. These are not our women. If she gets with you, it is just your turn. Y'all got to understand it. These are not our women. It is just your turn. She feels free to get with anybody she want to get with. And no matter what happens, they're feeling the hubris to always deflect and blame the Afro men. All right, blame anybody but them. How could he do this? He was able to do it because these women were jumping in his bed. He couldn't beat these women off with a stick. No pun intended. All right. And so this is basically it. All right. We have no allies. We are on our own. Right. And so this is something that is always going to be done. Now, I'm going to tell you what else is concerning. That the Hotep's silent. All the rest of the females, silent. The only time these females aren't silent is when they're trying to somehow try to deflect blame for what. And the number that he ran through in his quote on Facebook was like 2 years ago. And hey, thanks, Paul. All right, and the number of women he ran through was 693, close to 700. In my first videos, I put up 600 because I knew it was over 600, right? But I didn't know the exact number that he quoted on his Facebook page, right? So 693. Yes, he was infecting women. Yes, he did not care because the women did not care. Understand this. He didn't care because the black women didn't care. All they cared about was the money he was given, the tickets he was given, the drugs he was given. That's all they cared about. They didn't care about their community. They didn't care about a good man. All right, because to them, understand this, and they're saying the only men that these women consider as good men are the men in jail, are the men that are with other men, and are the men that they're in competition with because they're with Caucasian women. Come on, y'all heard the saying, all the good men in jail with white women are gay. Yeah, y'all remember the saying, right? This is what these women consider good men. All right? This is what these women consider good men. Again, I extend to Dr. Yosef, if you had something to add to this. So basically, so what went on her channel is the same women. Now, Cynthia G preaches a lot of things, but in practice, how she live her life, she have baby by the same thug. She don't like good men either. She like that thug element too. She like what she quote unquote calls a beta male. All right, and we need to get out of this alpha, beta, sigma, whatever. We're either men or we're not. Each man thinks differently. I might not. I listen to Dr. Yosef a lot when he does his thing. Some of the time I do commentary. I was on his show at one time. I don't agree with everything he says because I'm a man that lived different experience. I see things in different ways. I know for damn sure he can't agree with everything I say because he's a man. I regard him as a man. As a matter of fact, me and Brother Eddie, he's in here all the time. We don't agree wholeheartedly on everything I say. All right? Or anything he might comment on. Why? Because we're men. We have different experiences that allow us to see things from a different angle. Some of the times I might be wrong on some things. Some of the times they might be wrong on something. As men, it's iron sharpened iron because we're men. We could sit and have a discussion, understanding that when we go into it, we as men will have our own views, and maybe we might be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together because we're looking at it from a couple of different angles. See, men don't mind gathering new information from other men that we may not otherwise have. Men challenges what we believe to be false. Ooh, wait a minute. I said something there. Men challenges what we believe to be false. Men challenges what we believe to be false. And the things that we believe to be false are based on our own research. In other words, we don't sit up there and tell the dude he lying simply because he's talking and we don't agree with him because of our feelings. We might say, I think you're wrong on this is because the information that I have on said subject is X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. And it is in direct conflict with your information. All right. So now we have an impasse. Now it's time to get to what is the truth. It's because I trust where I got my information from. This guy trusts where he gets his information from. But as men, we're going to start investigating the truth. See, men seek the truth, not trying to win an argument. Dang, my seat just did whatever it wanted to do on its own. Hold on. See what happens. What in the world did I just do? Y'all, I hit something. My seat just moved back on its own. I'm like, Woody, whoop. My steering wheel went down. All right, these automatic cars becoming a problem. Yeah, together we broaden our outlook, right? So this is what men do. All right, a lot of dudes, and y'all might agree, disagree, whatever. But a lot of people say that I am really smart. All right, now, for the record, y'all know that I was raising my nieces and this, that, and the other, right? And you know that I had us all in counseling. And even my counselor used to say, she would say this, an elder white lady, she was like, you're a genius. I was like, I disagreed. Because I don't even know how one would equate that. Right? But I do have the ability to learn things very quickly. All right. And that's because when my life depended on it, I always listened to people and learned some stuff. Right. So I don't know, maybe she has something, but I know a lot of guys consider me intelligent. The only people that don't are the people that can't stand what I'm saying, and they'll say stupid stuff like speak English and this, that, and the other, as if English is, the end all and be all, and if they speak perfectly themselves. All right. And so there's always people trying to be critical of other people on purpose, is because they, for some reason, think they are better than people. Who knows, right? But in saying that, I got this way because I listened to people. In other words, there was always somebody that knew more about something than I did. And I was always asking them the questions. So when they provided me the answers, I would remember them. But I was able to gain knowledge because when I did not understand anything, or when I understood that information was new, I asked the question of the person that was feeding me new information. Oh, what's that? Oh, I learned from everybody. And now, I will say this. I am able to learn exponentially from being on other people's shows, from listening to other people, and from having my channel and being in discussions with other guys. All right. Because iron sharpens iron. All right. Because this is what real men do. What simps do is they go on women's shows and they are led around by them. They are indecisive, like the man on her show. Indecisive. He wasn't putting his own thoughts up. He was trying to play the middle of the ground. I don't play the middle of the ground. All right. In college, I wasn't going to join no debate team because I wasn't going to argue for, or what politicians do is they'll take something and they could argue for the truth or against the truth. That's what debating is. Arguing for the truth or against the truth. This is the white system of education. Period. And even some of the Caucasians understand that, you know what, there's something wrong with this. Right? That's why they're getting tired of politicians. Hey, what's up, Sebastian? That's why these people are getting tired of the politicians. All right. The problems that we have are significant, and they're significant is because the very ones that should be ironing out problems with us or should be our support, they're the very ones that are betraying us, doing all kind of wickedness. And when punishment comes for them, like them women now being a blight, not only did these women bring upon a curse upon South Carolina, but they brought upon a blight of the so-called black woman, where everybody can see exactly who she is. When we say that she is the least desired, we're not saying that because she has the worst looks. Nobody ever, I don't hear too many people saying that the black woman is the least desired. When people, even the Caucasians, when they say she's the least desired, the first thing that comes to mind is her mouth. The second thing comes to mind is her heart is corrupted. All right. And so we as men need to stop taking the blame or stop allowing them to deflect. When we see these simps get up in there, we need to clown his behind and call him out as bad as we do those wicked women, because he is just as wicked. But his wickedness comes from weakness. Yes, most simps are weak. Most simps are arguing based on their feelings. And my mama black, man, my mama black. Oh, Batman, don't cry. Or at least black Batman, don't cry. All right. But that's basically it. You'll see these muscle-bound meatheads that's crying because they know that their mom is the problem. And when you point out these things, like the black women, they committed over 24 million abortions since 1973. And that's now not counting the state of California, Maryland, or New Hampshire. But if you add those together, you're going to get close to 50 or 60 million. They have murdered so many of us that they are the primary reason that the Afro community that is indigenous to the United States is going extinct right now. We cannot reach TPR, total population retention. That means for everyone that dies, someone is born. We can't reach that because we are in the negative. In many states, the black women are murdering through abortion more children than she's birthing. All right. Why? Because she looks at that as a form of, oh, I don't want any responsibility. But I want to still keep hopping in bed with the dudes coming out of prison. All right. And let's make this clear. Now that we understand the population of dudes that have multiple children from multiple babies' mamas, we can now make this assertion. All right. At the time that they did the study, it came out that 59.7% of BAWs, black women, black American women, with children from multiple babies' daddies. That's the number. Not with, but had. 59.7, that's 60%, roughly 60%. All right. When you look at who they're screwing, right? 61% of men, Afro men, black men, You know, well, let's call them the hood, because wait till the 61%. 61% of the men that have multiple children from multiple babies' mamas are dudes that just got out of prison or jail. Y'all understand that? 61%? 61% came from out of jail. In other words, you go to college, you better start looking at you a Hispanic woman or a Caucasian woman if you're an Afro man. All right? Because the regular BAW don't want you. They want the Caucasian man that can act thuggish. That's DJ Kid. All right? They want the thugs that surround him. That's because when Cynthia G was, where were all the men? Well, you brought the Caucasian, the black women brought this man into the community. They gave him street cred. The thugs that they raised, you know, these boys that they thought didn't need fathers, that they say, you don't need no good father, so I'm going to just screw the man that just got out of prison. All right? So what? You don't need that. I could be the mommy and the daddy. You don't need nobody. Your daddy want SH. That's why I got him. That's why I wrote that carousel. Because he wasn't SH. Because these women like those not SH men. Why? So that they could destroy their sons. And so the destroyed sons are friends with this dude that was sleeping with all these women. And you best believe they were taking turns. All right. And now the BAW do not want to own up to the foolishness that is what happened in South Carolina. But, oh, it's over now. Because now the Afro man don't care. And all that deflection you're doing, right, it is just showing you to be the adversary that you are. And when you see these deflection tactics based on this subject matter here, understand this, that these women do not have in their hearts the intention of repenting at all. Even when facing a death sentence based on their choices, these women still refuse to repent. All right? Why? Why repent when the system have trained you so well to blame somebody else for the things that you do? All right. But for the brothers, we tired, right? So you know what time it is for us. Yep. It's time for us to pop smoke, y'all. Time to pop some smoke and be out. You know, because it's over for these. It's over for these. And for these fake wannabes like Cynthia G, all right, you know what? I just like to say thank you for showing us who you truly are. And that is a wicked person that will never repent. Brothers, you better pay attention. These women have no intentions on repenting. All right. So, you know what? With that said, I'm out. I would like to thank you, Chuck. Thank Glenn. Thank Sebastian. Thank all you brothers for showing up. The first one, I don't know what happened to it, but hey, it is what it is. All right. And I will catch you all later. Peace, love, and soul. All right. Time to pop smoke and leave. Leave them alone. Leave the community. That we cannot fix that. We cannot fix liars. We cannot fix people that will not admit they have a problem. All right. So it's over. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
So to recap, Queen Joanna, these women think they winning when they're losing. And now that they're losing, they want the protection of the men that they rejected. And to that we say, women continue to hit that wall because this is a no depolicing zone. Some of us you told to go get a Caucasian woman, so many of us are going to go because this is downright a diss to the so-called BAWs everywhere. Not what Cynthia G did, what this DJ did. Cynthia G shows how prevalent this mindset is to go after any other kind of wickedness instead of being with a good Afro man. This mindset, how pervasive it is amongst the BAWs. With that said, I'm out.